I looked you up.
Oh, you did?
So I have a little present for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
No, you have to.
Oh, I do? Oh my gosh, what surprises. Oh! Does anybody know who this is?
Just put it in your car.
Oh, I will.
Have any of you called Glenn's office lately? He's missing in action.
I'm writing.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. All right, thank you so much. Everyone, first of all, let's hear it for Deb. She is our fierce and inspirational leader here in the 6th District. And it is under her leadership that she has helped take Ozaukee County from red now to purple, and soon we think actually to blue. So please. She said so many kind words that I aspire to earn, and I will work for, so thank you for that. She is an amazing advocate for all candidates here in the state. Again, we have a lot of really good people who are running hard, and the goal we are aligned on is taking Glenn Grothman out because he is not here, and he hasn't been representing our needs. Town halls on phone calls when you are not present is not cutting it. He's been out of work for 5 weeks. Where is it? It's time. So I just want to thank all of you, so many friends, so many families, so many advocates here, and this is what it's going to take. This is a big uphill battle. It is a challenging district. But I think there's so much we can work with here, and it is the right time. This is the time we're going to be able to do it. So as many of you know, and you know me, this actually wasn't part of my life plan. There's people here, a friend from high school, Mike Boyd. If you ask him, hey, was Brad ever going to run for Congress? He'd say, no, come on, that's crazy. But this is something I feel called to do out of duty for this place. I have lived in Wisconsin my whole life. I've lived throughout the 6th in my whole life. And I am concerned about our disappearing middle class, which is where I come from. So many of my friends and family here are the same, and I feel called to protect it out of a sense of duty. So that's what brings me here tonight. Our very democracy depends on our action, and so many of us have felt the pull between apathy and action. So tonight I'm choosing action. I thank you all for doing the same. Please give yourself a round of applause. Thank you. So my background, you may or may not have heard or know about me, so I'll share a little bit more. As I said, I've lived in the 6th District my whole life. I grew up in Neenah, and I've spent the last 17 years here in Mequon with my wife Jennifer and 2 boys. Jennifer, please raise your hand. You know where our boys are? Well, hey, there they are. I have 2 sons somewhere here. Good job, guys. So a little bit of interesting background that makes me an unusual candidate here is I'm actually a deer hunter and I'm a gun owner, but I also believe in gun safety and protecting our children from violence. I've also helped build businesses as an executive leader. But one of the core values that I have and I've always held is that we need to invest in our workers and the people in the businesses equally as much as the executives and the shareholders. And I'm also a military veteran, and I believe that every family deserves the right to affordable and accessible health care, education, and training as a fundamental right, as I had when I was in the service. These values come from where I started, and you can talk to much of my family at that table there, including my dad with the phone. Thanks, Dad. So my grandparents were actually dairy farmers in central Wisconsin, so that's a really shared and relatable story, and it helps to connect with so many people in the rural areas. Our family farm is still in the family. Like I said, we deer hunt every year there together and come together. I grew up and I was born in a 1-stoplight town called Larson, if anybody knows where that is, in Winnebago County. Hey, yeah, you guys actually lived in our old house, I think, didn't you? That's crazy. Yeah, it's an amazingly small world. So that's a 1-stoplight town. And at the time, my dad worked at the feed mill, and my mom waited tables at the local supper club. Which, how much more Wisconsin did you get in that place? Yeah, so relatable, but they built vibrant careers from there and gave my sister and I really great and abundant middle-class lifestyle. And that's something that I am so concerned about. And when I look around and see what's going on, their story is one that couldn't happen today. I don't think that's possible anymore. And that's what I'm here to fight for. They taught us that hard work, grit, and helping other people when you saw them in need is how you build a better life. And that's how you build the American dream. I've been fortunate enough, my sister has been fortunate enough, we lived that experience. But again, their story is something I don't think is possible today. So my other background since then is after graduating from high school in Neenah High School, I joined the Wisconsin National Guard. I served for 8 years. I was a staff sergeant, and that included 14 months deployed during the global war on terror. That was a really interesting experience. How many people are veterans that have served here? Thank you. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. So that is a really great personal sacrifice, and people will tell you what that does and what that teaches you. It's a lot of hard lessons, and it's a transformative experience, especially when you're in a leadership role. So at a young age, 24, I was employed for 14 months, and I was responsible for a squad of guys younger than me, which is kind of wild. And that experience taught me leadership, it taught me sacrifice, but I think one of the more lasting lessons that's really relevant today is it taught me how people from drastically different backgrounds can actually come together and work to a common purpose. And that's the message. Thank you. Exactly to your point, that is the message we need today. We have never been more divided, and it is tearing us apart, and yet we can work together to change this. There's a future we need here, and we can work together to get it. So, as far as recent things that have happened, who's excited about what has happened earlier this week? Exactly. We can work together. And when we do that, you've seen what happened in New York, New Jersey, Virginia, and beyond. And it's our turn to do that here in Wisconsin. If we work together, we can send the first Democrat to Congress for Wisconsin's 6th district since JFK. So on that point, the thing I want to address is that we keep being told we're so divided. And there is division, don't get me wrong. When you look at some of the extreme ends of MAGA, there's a lot of division. But I also know that we have a lot more in common. And it's not simply rural versus urban. And it's not simply red versus blue. But it's, after meeting with neighbors and talking to a lot more people, the big divide that I see and the real divide is actually the billionaires and all these people who are not from here, they're not here, and they've bought our government. And they are controlling all the houses and branches of government. And that's where the real divide is. It's not between as many of us working people here. It's between them and what they're doing versus people who are actually doing the living and dying and working. So the ultra-wealthy have captured all branches of our government and transformed the Republican Party into something that violates actually their own founding principles. When you look at it, this is something that Glenn Groveman has kind of blindly followed along with and rubber-stamped along the way. So just like he hasn't been present here, he keeps voting for these things that don't even resemble what the Republicans used to agree upon. Some of those things I would talk about, Glenn and the Republican Party had preached fiscal conservatism, but now they're saddling us with trillions of dollars of debt that are paid for all the normal working people at the very same time that wages are not keeping up with the rate of inflation. That is not acceptable. 30,000 people in this district alone, in the 6th district, are about to lose health care to help give their cronies and the billionaires more tax breaks. The Republican Party of old preached about free markets and trade, and now Grothman and his party are taxing us all more than ever with tariffs that are paid. The Republican Party has preached of transparency and rooting out waste, but we watched as he plowed down the east wing of the White House, and now he's building a palatial ballroom. Yeah, a palatial ballroom, a palace. Who lives in a palace? James. And this is funded by billionaires. If you look at the information, it's actually, I'll say, it's not actually costing anything. It is being paid for by billionaires with unknown favors and expectations on the backside. This government is being bought and paid for. And I believe we, the working people here in Wisconsin, have so much more in common in these needs than ever before, which actually cuts across these party lines. And I know and believe that I am unique in my ability to bring us together to drive the change we need. Thanks to my lived experience. Oh, thank you. Thanks to my lived experience throughout this district. I've walked with everyone here, and I call people from all sides friends. And I do believe we can come together at this time to make the change we need. So I'd like to... Thank you. So I'd like to talk, it's easy to talk about what isn't good and where we're off the rails, but it's equally as important to talk about your vision and where you want to go and what you believe in. So Jeff, where are you, Jeff Anderson? You'd asked some really great questions. Thank you. Jeff brought up in a great county meeting, what's the vision, right? We need to focus on what we're forward to. It's not enough to talk about what you're fighting against. So there are so many things I support and want to get done, but there are a few top issues that are my top focus right out of the gate. And the first of those is building a fair economy that puts normal working people first. That means livable wages. And that means a lot of things. That means livable wages. It means fighting the loss of good jobs, both blue collar and white collar alike. That also means investing in our people, in their training, and in their education.
Yes.
So my parents, when they were working, or when we talked about back when they were building those careers, CEOs at that time made around 20 times the average worker's salary. Today that figure sits closer to 300 times the average worker's salary. Yeah.
Not fair.
That doesn't look like progress to me. I don't know how you sell that as progress. That looks more like theft. And we need to put normal working people first. Between offshoring, automation, and now AI, the outlook for workers is more concerning now than ever, and there's less protection and support for them now than ever. So I am committed to creating incentives for people who create jobs locally, financial responsibilities for those that displace jobs, and also, oops, sorry, I lost my spot here, and also fighting to ensure that anyone can live a good life on the salary of one wage and one job, not three. Because the thing is we and all of us, it's shoes, it's diapers, it's pencils, we drive this economy. 70% of this economy is built off of us and our spending. So it's time to invest in us first. We can make trickle-up investment here. Let's have a trickle-up economy. So the second thing I will fight for is affordable and accessible health care for everyone as a fundamental right.
Yes.
You cannot pursue life, liberty, and happiness if you are sick, can't afford housing, and are buried in student debt. The special interests have built a trap that I feel like nobody calls out. And that trap is that you need a job to get health care, but to get a job, you have to be healthy. Does that make sense to anyone here? I just can't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. This is a sad and embarrassing paradox that we accept as the norm. And this is in the wealthiest country the world's ever known. That's really hard to square. I just don't understand that. But I will work to fight for this and do what we need to for all the people of all walks here. And this is personal. Oh, thank you. My son recently, just a few weeks ago actually, had a breathing-induced illness where it was an emergency. And we had to rush him to urgent care, we had to rush him to the emergency room, and finally he was hospitalized at Children's. He had amazing care. Children's is such a great facility. We're so fortunate to have it. And he's better. But then the bills came. And they came by text. I was sitting at my desk, and I got a text that said, hey, you owe $4,600. And that wasn't going to be the only bill. That is something that will ruin families. It is just unconscionable to have to make a choice. Because mind you, that is the healthy, that's the good insurance. That's the private insurance that everybody says is the envy of everybody else in the world. And it's unconscionable to have to think about choosing between your child breathing and the possibility of financial ruin. So that is personal and something I am going to fight for to increase affordable healthcare access from rural clinics to metros. Because we need a competitive, nonprofit option that is available to every citizen and ensures that no one faces that same impossible choice. And we can start by enabling Medicare to drive down drug prices and negotiate. And then we can work from there. And this is a topic we can all agree upon.
Yes.
The third thing I will focus on out of the gate is investing in training and education for every path. We need to increase funding in our local schools.
For sure.
Every educators here, my wife's entire family of educators, we've got them, so many experienced educators here. And we need to ensure that every educator, every teacher and child has the opportunity to thrive. We need to drive transparency around school vouchers, which are pulling critical resources away from our schools. Just like minimum wage, the funding in schools has actually not even kept up with the rate of inflation, and that is inexcusable. From creating job readiness training programs to local businesses, to apprenticeships, to investment in universities and tech schools, I'm committed to investing in our people and our committed communal success. That will raise our economy, it's good for our people, and education should be a ladder that raises us all up, not a lifetime sentence of debt.
That's true.
So the truth is, when we talk about these things, these are the things that I truly believe we do have all in common. Yes, there is an extreme divide, but these are things that we can come together and agree with. But it's the billionaires and special interests that want us divided and distracted and fighting each other while they take more from us. And that's why I'm here. I've had enough, and I want to fight for it. And I hope you join me in that. My roots and my traditions go across this whole district, and I think that is what makes me unique, and I believe that I can help us bridge this divide, and for us to be able to come together to boot Glenn at this time and focus on the things we need. So I ask you, who's ready to flip the sixth? Let's do it. I think this is the time. So before we wrap up, I also want to take time to thank our volunteers, friends, and family. This would not be possible without their unwavering support.
Yes.
Of all of those people who have thrown in. They've done so much. This entire thing, it would not be remotely like this with me. I'm so grateful, Randy. Thank you for all of your help here. All of them are dedicated volunteers, coaches, and confidants, which means the world to me. And none of them are paid. So that means even more because they're putting in sweat equity, which means so much. Thank you. Oh, thank you. So also my most important thank you goes to my dear wife, Jennifer. She has encouraged me and continues to patch me up on this journey, and I would honestly be half the man you see standing here today if it weren't for my life with Jen. She means everything to me. And thank you also goes to my little boys, Asher and August. Are they up there? Boys, wherever you are. They don't like being called out, but they've asked me so many thoughtful questions about democracy and what it means. And that means the world to me. It reminds me of what we're here and fighting for.
Exactly.
So I hope you find this evening exciting and inspiring. I hope you hang around for a little while, have some fun. We're going to have some more music. And I'm inspired by the passion and engagement you're all bringing and the open minds and the fight you're ready to have together. And I need your support to make history here, and I hope you'll join me. I'm honored to have your support in any way you can, whether that's door knocking, sharing my campaign with others, spreading the word, phone calls, and yes, as Deb said, donations. It is an unfortunate reality, but we are fighting deep pockets, and it's an uphill battle. So every bit of help I can get, I will take. So thank you for that. In any way you can. So you can do all those things by scanning QR codes around on your tables, or there's one that rotates up on here every once in a while. You can connect with me at bradsmithforcongress.com or on Facebook by looking up Brad Smith for Congress. Keep your eyes out for upcoming events. I have one scheduled in Madison at the Park Hotel, just across from the Capitol, coming up. So I'd love to see as many of you there as are willing and interested in making the journey. It'll be a really fun time. So thank you all. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. It means the world to me. Let's move forward together. Thank you.